Give me 6 minutes and I'll show you how you can transform your glutes and hamstrings using less weights for maximum gains. What I will show you is a movement that, even though most people know about it, is usually shunned upon because of reasons ranging from how it looks when the movement is being performed to fears of injuries. It's the good mornings, or rather, good mornings with a twist or a split, because the variation of it is the split stance. Everybody knows the good mornings, but what's the difference between the classic or the standard version of the good mornings and the split stance that we're going to learn today? And why would I pick one over the other? The standard good morning and the split stance variation of it are both effective exercises that target the muscles at the posterior chain of the body, and that includes the lower back, the glutes, and the hamstrings, to name a few. However, the way they challenge the body and the benefits that they provide can vary significantly due to the different stances and execution. In a standard good morning, you stand with your feet shoulder width apart with a barbell across your shoulders. Then you hinge at the hips to lower your torso to the ground, maintaining a slight bend in your knees. This movement primarily focuses on strengthening the muscles at the posterior chain with a bilateral stance, meaning both legs are engaged equally. It requires and builds core stability because the core muscles work to protect the spine throughout the movement. However, because both feet are planted evenly and firmly on the ground, this movement doesn't particularly challenge one's balance or the lateral strength. And that brings us to a variation of it, the split stance. This variation introduces a significant difference by having one foot slightly forward, creating an asymmetrical or staggered stance. And this alteration requires more work from the core and stabilizer muscles because they have to work harder to keep the stability and posture throughout the movement. This in turn allows for greater strengthening of the posterior chain on one side at a time, helping to prevent or fix muscle imbalances between the legs. Additionally, this position can be beneficial for individuals dealing with lower back injuries because by altering the amount and the distribution of weight and also the angle of the hip hinge, there's potentially less strain on the lower back compared to the bilateral stance of the traditional good morning. This makes it a safer option for individuals looking to minimize risk while maximizing gains on the posterior chain. The split stance can contribute to improved hip mobility and flexibility as the staggered leg position encourages a deeper hip hinge on the forward leg, strengthening and stretching the hip flexors while improving overall hip function. Start with a lighter load than what you may be accustomed to when performing the traditional good morning exercise because of the increased balance and stabilization demands of the split stance. It is prudent to start with just the barbell, and you can gradually add weights, always prioritizing control and alignment over the amount of weight that's being used. Adjust the rack height so that the bar is roughly at armpit level when you are standing upright. This setup allows you to safely take the weight off the rack without excessively squatting down or tiptoeing to pick the weight off the rack. When you're under the bar, position it comfortably across your upper back, that is across the trapezius muscles. Avoid resting the bar on your neck or on your spine. From this position, take one step backwards, then take one foot slightly backward and make sure that both feet are planted comfortably and firmly. When gripping the barbell, aim to position your hands outside of shoulder width, ensuring that your grip is firm yet comfortable. This spacing allows for sufficient tension across the upper back, and this contributes to spinal stability throughout the movement. A grip that is too narrow may place unnecessary stress on the wrists, leading to discomfort or strain, while a grip that is too wide may diminish control over the barbell and reduce the effectiveness of the upper back in stabilizing the spine. Keeping the wrist neutral also facilitates a better engagement of the upper back and shoulder muscles, thereby enhancing back stiffness and overall posture throughout the motion. This engagement is crucial because a properly engaged upper back supports the natural curvature of the spine, helping to distribute the load more evenly and reduce the risk of compensatory movements that might lead to injuries. Start by slightly bending your knees, and this bend should not deepen as you progress through the movement. It is merely there to help prepare your body for the hip hinge. The key to a successful split stance is the ability to break at the hips. That means you push your hips backwards as if you're trying to close a door with your rear end. This backward motion is crucial and should be the primary mover of the exercise. The upper body should tilt forward from the hips, maintaining a straight and neutral spine throughout. This ensures that it focuses on the hamstrings and the glutes of the forward leg, with the core engaged to protect the lower back. To return to the starting position, Focus on driving through your feet, pushing your hips forward, and using the strength in your posterior chain to bring your torso back to an upright position. And this concentric part of the movement should be controlled by maintaining the tension in your muscles and the integrity in your form. The first one is rounding the lower back, and this is perhaps the most common and critical mistake I see people doing. Always ensure that your back is straight and in a neutral position to prevent back injuries, because when you round your back, you put undue stress on your lumbar spine. Keep your core engaged. The next one is overextending at the bottom, going lower than your flexibility allows, leading to a compromised position that puts strain on your hamstrings and on the lower back. It is vital to hinge only as far as mobility allows. Keep the movement within a range that feels challenging yet safe. Adding too much weight before you understand the nuances of the movement can lead to a compromised form, which in turn leads to injuries. Start light, focusing on the movement's quality, and gradually add weights as your form and your strength improves. If you're currently finding this video helpful, hit the like and the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it gives me a lot.